inflation was coming and we predicted most of the situations that have happened over the last 10 years, we want to make certain that we're in the right markets at the right time. And to own a yellow flawless diamond at this time is probably one of the most important investments you could ever have. Some people just put it away in their safety deposit box and just let it sit there, and when the time comes to sell it, we will sell it for you on our auction site. However, if you look in the newsletter this week and you look at our new line of jewelry, this is one of the most beautiful yellow diamond rings you'll ever see. And this is off the charts, magnificent. Everything done is first class. First of all, we can put any size diamond over a carat in this magnificent ring. It's surrounded by white, magnificent, high-quality diamonds. It's flanked on each side with matching white diamonds that match the cut of the yellow diamond, and then there's diamonds all the way down the platinum band. Inside the band is RCD, that stands for Rare Color Diamond. It's my company brand, and that's done in yellow, green, or pink gold, depending on which color diamond you buy. And then, as Randy mentioned, we put a little red diamond as our signature beside it. This diamond ring, when it goes to auction, will sell for a fortune. In fact, a diamond ring like this, with a diamond, let's say that you bought this with a 1 carat fancy intense yellow flawless diamond, and let's say spent about $35,000 on the ring, it's a ring that would sell at Harry Winston's or Tiffany's for about 4 times that amount. So you could have tremendous pride of ownership. Your wife could enjoy wearing this beautiful diamond ring and enjoy it. And then when the time comes, we will sell it on our auction site for you. And again, we anticipate that the price of these diamonds over the next 5 years will increase 5 times what they are today. If you're not making that type of returns in stocks or real estate or anything else, you may want to look at how severe this economy is looking and start to change the way that you're investing. Obviously, your financial advisors never told you to buy gold at $250 or silver at $4. We were the ones that did that. Nobody told you to buy diamonds 6 years ago when nobody even mentioned investment diamonds. But I've been through this before. I've been through the run-up in gold and silver in 79 and 80, and I've been through the run-up in diamonds in 79 and 80, and I've experienced trading these markets. That's why I've done what I've done over the last several years to make certain that our Canadian clients are privy to what's going on in the market and have the best opportunity to make the most amount of money. What you need to do, again, is lighten up on your paper assets and put away an asset like a rare colored diamond that never goes down in value, increases during times of high inflation, and is portable and private. Nobody in the world knows that you own that asset. The other diamonds that I want you to consider are the Argyle pink diamonds. These are the most sought-after diamonds in the world right now because everybody knows in the diamond industry that the Argyle mine in Western Australia is going to close because the mine is not producing anymore. Now, this mine produces 95% of the world's pink diamonds. And the fact is that when you take any commodity off the market that produces 95% of a certain commodity, the prices are going to rise. And what we're seeing right now in the pink diamond market is that the prices are rising by about 25% a year. However, the closer we get to that mine shutting down and 95% of the world's pink diamonds coming off the market, these prices of these diamonds can go up 10 times what they are right now. Now, these Argyle pink diamonds are the most beautiful pink diamonds you could ever imagine. But Argyle produces, again, 95% of the world's pinks, and most of them are smaller diamonds. In fact, the largest diamond to come out of the mine last year was just over 2 carats, and it was a vivid purplish pink round diamond, and the diamond sold for $3.5 million, which was a record. In fact, all 55 diamonds sold for the first time at record prices, and that's because investors are running to buy an Argyle pink diamond and put it away till the mine closes. Now, the fact is that you could buy a diamond today, let's say an Argyle pink diamond. We have them in our magnificent settings, and they start at about 20 to 25,000 set in these magnificent rings. These rings that you can buy in the $25,000 range would sell for $100,000 in New York at Harry Winston's. But we put these diamonds in these magnificent masterpiece settings, because when we go to sell them down the road, that's where we look to do well, because we get 10% of the profit that you make on your diamond. So if we don't do a good job for you, we don't make any money ourselves. But believe me, I know my business, and I know what's going to happen with these diamonds down the road. When you take 95% of the world's pink diamonds off the market, these prices will go up 10 times what they are today. And the reason that I say that is that we went through the same experience recently with blue diamonds, where the Cullinan mine closed, where blue diamonds came from, and blue diamonds in 2005 were $200,000 a carat for vivid blues. 3 years later, during the financial meltdown in 2008, when everything was was plummeting, a blue vivid diamond sold in New York at auction for $1.4 million, 700% higher than where it was 3 years ago when the mine had closed down. Now these blue diamonds are about 1,000% higher. We anticipate the same thing will happen with pinks. So what you want to do is you want to get an Argyle pink diamond, and you want to set it in one of these magnificent settings, and then enjoy it. Give it to your wife, let her wear it, let her have pride of ownership, and then when the time comes, we will sell that diamond for you on our auction site, and you will see returns on investments like you've never seen before. Again, we've been through this before with other colors than diamonds, and now we have a second opportunity to do it in pinks. So the fact is, we're going into the most difficult financial times we have ever seen. If I would say to you 10 years ago that you needed a diamond for privacy, and possibly the only way that you can get out of the country and across a border is by owning a diamond type of thing, well, now we have clients with all various net worths, and they want real estate in their pocket, and that's what a rare color diamond is. It's the only form of portable private wealth, and where that may not have been important 10 years ago, it certainly is important right now, because we have countries going bankrupt. The biggest one possibly is the United States. Again, $15 trillion in debt, can't pay back their debts, massive inflation coming. There's only a few markets that will ever respond to that. One of them is gold, two of them is silver, and three of them is diamonds. The fact is that if you go back in history, those are the three markets that during the most troubling times did by far the best for clients. And those are the markets that we've brought to you, our Canadian clients, because again, we want to make certain that we get through these extremely difficult times and not only preserve our capital, but let's face it, if you guessed right and you're making the money, you deserve to make that money. What I also believe is going to happen within the next 5 years is that we will see interest rates go back up and substantially higher. And that's going to affect the economy for a while also. But just think that if we make the money in diamonds and gold over the next 5 years, and you could lock away with interest rates up at 15 or 20% like we saw back in 1980, that's going to be a phenomenal situation for us. Those that don't invest correctly are not going to have the money in which to do so. So again, I know that most of us have never been through these times before. We're not old enough to have gone through the Great Depression. Now, my mother-in-law, who's 92, has been through it, and I've gone through things with her, and I've studied this, and I understand what the ramifications are going to be from the marketplace. And again, you're not going to do well keeping your money in the stock market. In fact, if you don't do it and you keep your money in mutual funds and stocks, you're going to find that you're going to lose most of that money. Now's the time to do the right thing for you and your family. If you're not in gold and silver, get into the gold and silver market at this point, with a major emphasis on silver, because silver is still greatly undervalued and could easily go to $150 to $200, which is about a 500% return from where it is right now. Owning yellow flawless diamonds in times of high inflation could give you a return of 500% over the next 5 years. We saw it in 1979 and 80, and I believe we're going to see it again. And while you can still get these diamonds, I suggest that you do it as quickly as possible. Again, my cutter out of Antwerp, Belgium, cuts 80% of the world's flawless diamonds, and they all go to my Canadian clients. So the fact is that to cut a flawless diamond, there's only 3 cutters in the world that I know of that can do that. And it's like cracking an eggshell and putting it back together. That's how difficult it is to cut a flawless diamond. And that's the reason that we only offer flawless diamonds to our clients, because when you buy the very best, you get the most back for it. We're going to head into very, very difficult inflationary times, and 2012 could be one of the most difficult years we've ever had. Let's do the right thing. Let's get yourself situated so you understand exactly what you need to do. And again, give us a call, get our free newsletter, and if you want to talk to me personally, I'll be more than happy to sit down with you and explain to you what you need to do with your retirement savings plans, what you need to get out of stocks and into gold and silver, and what you need to do in diamonds in order to get through these next 5 years.
Harold's website is rarecoloreddiamonds.com, rarecoloreddiamonds.com. The telephone number, 1-800-432-1022, 1-800-432-1022, rarecoloreddiamonds.com. And one thing that I think is very, very important, next year will be the U.S., obviously, election for president. We don't know who Barack Obama will be running against, but one thing we can count on, it will be a bloodbath. It is going to be absolutely brutal. If you thought what happened earlier this year with them fighting over the debt ceiling in the budget issue, and the budget issue, as we mentioned on a past show, is coming up here again in September, that election is going to be absolutely brutal. One thing I would encourage you to do, last week's newsletter had an interview with Henry Barjugian, who's the CEO of Graphs, and he talked about the ultra-rich investing in diamonds and how they actually have a lot of high-net-worth people buying diamonds, as Harold is finding out, and money managers seriously looking at it for their clients. Read that report. Harold can send it to you. Also, Rappaport Group plans a $100 million plus diamond fund. As we said last week, Harold, go to rarecoloreddiamonds.com, speak with you, 1-800-432-1022. But if you don't have a diamond, do it fairly quickly, because we're in a scenario where 5-6 years ago, Harold brought this to our attention. No one talked about investing in diamonds. No one talked about rare-colored diamonds. Harold brought them to us well before they were even on anyone's radar. Now we're in a scenario where people are starting to wake up and starting to see what Harold saw. And if you want to get in before the big moves are made, Harold, now is the time. Don't procrastinate.
Better believe it, Randy. Again, we're heading into very, very difficult times. Timing is everything. And again, we want to make certain that we're situated in the markets before the moves come. We know that there's inflation coming. There has to be inflation. We have it right now. When oil prices are as high as they are and food prices are going crazy, I don't care what the core equations are in the United States, because they exclude energy and food, which is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen, because that makes most of your budget. Basically, when you go to the grocery store and you're paying more for eggs and milk and bread and everything that you buy, but your income is staying the same, that's inflation. I don't care what they want to call it or how they want to calculate it. The everyday hard-working man and woman that tries to budget their money and get through these difficult times knows what's going on at this point. We don't believe what Wall Street says, and we don't believe what the governments are saying at this point, because they're so desperate that they'll do anything to try to get things back on track. And let's face it, we want them to get things back on track, but they're going about it totally the wrong way. The unfortunate thing is that we're taking advice from people that never saw this dilemma happening in the first place. The people on Wall Street and the people in the government never saw the situation coming on Wall Street in 2008 and never saw the crisis happening in the mortgage crisis. We saw it when we reported it on our radio show back in 2007. Most people thought that we were crazy. Most people thought that you could never, ever lose money in real estate. But when we brought it to the attention that these subprime loans were going to explode, again, very few people believed that that was really going to happen. It did happen, and look what the result is. The U.S. will never get back on track for at least another decade because of the real estate market and the job market. And the fact is, we're going to go through inflation, and they're not treating it in the right way. You've got to go back to the Volcker times and understand what you need to do in order to fight inflation. We've got 5 years to make an awful lot of money, and if we do the right thing, we're going to come out of this doing extremely well, when unfortunately other people won't. But you only can be concerned about yourself. So the bottom line is, if we know that inflation is here and it's coming, but it's not going to be dealt with for at least 2 to 3 years, we've got 2 to 3 years to make a ton of money in gold and diamonds. The bottom line is, when they start to raise the interest rate substantially, 10%, 12%, 15%, 18%, 20%, that's when we start to leg out of our hard asset investments because the U.S. dollar will be strong again. The United States is not going to be wiped off the map. The United States is still the strongest economy in the world, and it will get back on track, just not with the present administration. What we need to do is we need to take care of ourselves, and we need to know what to do. And the game plan is, again, just to put it in very simple terms, you've got to be very, very conservative, and you got to be very concerned. The fact is that certain markets respond to certain situations, and this is not the good climate for stocks. You've got a country that's on the verge of bankruptcy and can't pay its loans. Why in the world would we want to buy stocks from United States companies when the country's on the verge of financial disaster? At this point here, you just want to sit back and do the right thing. Be conservative. Do not speculate. Put 25% of your assets into hard assets, gold, silver, diamonds. Keep the rest of it